Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that I think pretty much everyone struggles with, that restless, anxious mind. But the good news is there's a structured path to finding some peace, and it's this really cool blend of ancient wisdom and modern mindfulness.
So let me just ask you this. Right now, what's your mind feel like? Is it a calm sea? Or is it more of a restless storm? For centuries, thinkers have recognized this inner turmoil. So if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by your own thoughts, trust me, you are so not alone. It's a fundamental part of being human.
And what's so fascinating is that these ancient texts, they don't just describe this feeling, they actually give it a powerful diagnosis. They call out directly to what they call the confused mind, and they offer a way back to clarity. Now, this ancient call, it's not really a command. It's more like a lifeline. It's this reminder to steady our restless thoughts. Think of it like a ship that's been lost in a storm, finally getting guided back to the safety of the shore. It's all about turning our attention inward, away from all the chaos.
And this wisdom continues with a pretty stark reminder: life is impermanent. All our accomplishments, all our knowledge, symbolized here as our grammar lessons, they're kind of like a fortress that just can't hold up against the passage of time. They're temporary.
So, if our achievements can't save us, then what's the real source of all this restlessness? This is where modern mindfulness offers a brilliantly clear answer, and it does it by drawing a really crucial distinction between two concepts.
Okay, and this right here is the absolute game changer. Suffering doesn't come from what happens to us. That's the event. Say you get stuck in traffic. That's just a neutral, objective thing that happened. The suffering comes from the story we tell ourselves about it. That's the incident. This traffic is ruining my entire day. See, that story is something we create.
So why do our minds create these painful incidents? Well, it's because they're clouded by these three really powerful filters. First, ignorance, which makes us mistake the event for our story about it. Then there's attachment, that constant push and pull of wanting things and resisting others. And finally, delusion, which is the one that tricks us into believing that a passing feeling, like anger, is who we actually are.
All right, so now that we've kind of diagnosed the problem, what's the solution? Well, fortunately, there's a structured practice, a real toolkit, designed to help us reclaim our inner calm one step at a time. And this practice gives us a really clear step-by-step guide. The whole goal is to help us move from that tangled mess of an automatic emotional reaction to a state of conscious, calm observation.
What's really interesting here is how each step just builds on the last one. You start by stilling the mind. Then you invoke your inner awareness. Let go of all that attachment. Embrace the now. Nurture the peace you find. And finally, you teach others just by your calm presence. It's a complete practice, the whole shebang.
But to make a practice like this truly transformative, you need more than just a technique. You kind of have to adopt a new, fundamental perspective on who you really are deep down.
And this slide illustrates the core idea perfectly. You are the vast, unchanging, peaceful sky. All that other stuff, the anxiety, the anger, the intrusive thoughts, those are just temporary clouds. They just drift through your awareness, but they are not you. Think of them as just visitors passing through.
This quote just captures the whole essence of it. It's about recognizing that feelings like anxiety are just passing weather patterns in your mind. You can actually learn to observe them without identifying with them and without letting them define you.
So how does this all come together in a practical way? The ancient wisdom, the silent method, this whole sky and cloud metaphor, they all build toward one single, life-changing habit.
And the ultimate goal of all this is to create a moment of pause. It's this silent, almost sacred space that exists between what happens and how you respond. And in that space, that's where you find your freedom. That's your power to choose observation over an automatic reaction.
This single question is the key. You should carry it with you. The next time you feel disturbed, just ask yourself, was it an event or did I make it an incident? Because by asking this, you empower yourself. You reclaim your peace. You get to choose to be the sky, not the storm.